Hello and welcome back to another video on dreaming. And this video especially, we're going to answer and go deeply into one of the most common questions that we get always, which is the difference between lucid dreaming and astral travel. And we are Formica Coriandola and Celestina Kalea. We are two of the founders of the School for Awakened Dreaming, which is a 3-year path in which we go really deep into the dreaming, and it's a journey of self-transformation of your personal energy. So arriving to a sense of self-mastery through your personal energy, and of course through your dreaming, which is the ability to travel in between dimensions. And today we have a special guest here also, which is my 5-month old daughter, who is joining us on stage today. Which is, of course, always an honor to be able to have her with us. And we will soon start with this session on this question and see the various differences between lucid dreaming and astral travel, and of course, how you can get there as well. But first, if you're interested also in reading more about our courses, our programs, you can see both in the descriptions, we have the links, and also if you click on the links on our channel, directly in the description of the channel, you'll find everything. But I would go directly into this because it's a huge topic. So we will try to go as deep as possible. This is something in all of our courses, in all of our webinars, there's always at least 1 or 2 people wanting to know what is the difference between lucid dreaming and astral travel, and how can I get there? Because I think there's nothing more exciting than the fact of feeling that you're outside of your body, being completely conscious, which is the common theme between this. So I will give you the word for Mika if you want to start to explore this theme.
Thank you, Celestina. Thank you for taking with you also Vel, who is a dreamer.
Of course.
So he's perfect here. We
Yes.
always say that. And this is also, by the way, another topic that I think we have to deepen in another, webinar that we will offer to everybody. Why kids are the perfect dreamers and how much we can learn from them. But this is another topic. So let's stay in what you just presented. That is true. Everybody is always asking this question. And today we will dive into it, okay, a little bit more, because it's easy to answer, as always we do, and say that dreaming is an astral travel. But why? Especially in our Western culture, there has been this difference in the idea that dreaming is one thing and us having an astral travel is another thing. This has to do with the fact that we Western people, we have never been, something happened and I don't see you anymore. Okay, now I can see you again. So it has to do with the fact that in our culture, in our Western culture, there has always been the idea until the past century that when we dream, we just all the space of dreaming is related to the activity of our subconscious. So as we said already in other meetings, as we always say, this is true, but it's true that one part of our dreams are the space, the bubble, where we can deal with our subconscious. That means dealing with the energy that in our daily life is sometimes trapped into experiences that don't allow our energy to flow and to be used, but sometimes experiences that they froze our energy. I don't know if I make mistakes with our English, please correct me, Celestina, okay?
Yes, of course, as always.
Make it understandable, because I'm a self-made English speaker, so I can make mistakes. So, in that case, we need to allow our subconscious to really work with our memories, that of course are the containers of these experiences in terms of energy. Memories always carry on an energy, okay? So one part of our dreams are related to our subconscious, and it's very useful in order to unlock the potential, the energy that we need to use when we are able to reach other dimensions through our energetic bodies, and so to have an astral travel. Okay, so every night we have an astral travel. It's not that astral travel is only related to the first phase where we lay down in our bed, and through different techniques we learn on how to allow our energetic bodies to expand, to breathe, okay, and to enlarge themselves and to reach other positions. And when I say reach other position, I mean that in our daily life, our energetic bodies are kind of, how do you say in English? Uh,
Attached.
Attached to our physical body. This is why in the representation of the aura is always like an egg around our physical body. But this egg is more like a sun. When we dream, we can expand our energetic bodies and they can reach huge distances that are not made as kilometers of kilometers, as we already said other times, but are made of different frequencies. Anyway, it's a distance from the original frequency of our physical body. Okay, so our energetic body expand, and what is meant as astral travel is commonly this idea that when we lay down in our bed and through techniques like breathing and also training what we call in our school our dream muscles, we are able to master the first steps of our astral travel that goes out, that detach from our physical body, and are they become able to reach, for example, a certain distance which is always close to our physical body. And in fact, what happens is that people that are laid down, usually they see themselves from the top of the roof, okay, and they can see themselves from up, down. I don't know if I said that right, but they can say them lay down in the bed. But what is also very common is that the room can be different. Why it is different? Because when our energetic bodies they detach from the physical body, they are no more precisely connected with the frequency of this dimension, but they are still very connected with the frequency of our physical body. So the room is it can be different. This doesn't mean that we are somewhere else. We are still close to our physical body, but we cannot perceive precisely the physicality that is all around our physical body, because is not related to the state of dreaming, where our perception are completely different and are more focused on the energy aspect and the energetic aspect, okay, rather than the bed table precisely there, or the lamp in the other part, which is not absolutely interesting for our dream body, that is are our energetic bodies. Okay, so
So,
yeah,
so
yes.
just to recapitalize what you are saying now, firstly, if not, my daughter wants to speak. So, firstly, what you're saying is that it's very important to see the difference between the dreaming in our subconscious, which is the way in which we are able to, let's say, take back energy that we have lost from moments in time in which our energy has been freezed through very strong emotions. So this is what is happening in our unconscious mind, and there's also a kind of dream interpretation that goes with that kind of dreaming. But when we speak about astral travel and lucid dreaming, we're speaking about our ability really to travel in between dimensions, and not only staying within our subconscious mind, but how our energetic bodies are really leaving, let's say, our territories, and are able to experience life and the universe in the subtle planes. And so let's go into also, because you said that in reality, from this point of view, we are doing an astral travel, leaving our body with our subtle bodies and doing this traveling every night. But I think that the most interesting thing about astral travel and lucid dreaming is that we can do that consciously. So can you speak a little bit about that as well?
Yes, absolutely. So, what is really important when you do work with the first step of the exit, the conscious exit from your physical body, is the fact that mm, you train. We train our dream muscles. I will. We train our dream muscles to move in a way that allow our lucidity to do not have a cut. And this is exactly the point. Lucidity means to be conscious, not to be awake. Okay, when we are awake in our daily life, we are not conscious many times. So it's a different. Lucidity is not just to be. Exactly. It's a state of consciousness that is very important when we dream. And in order to reach it, there are different techniques. The ones that is well known as astral travel is the most common. But there are other also ways to enter in the dream state that we teach in our school, for example, and even in the introductory course that we offer for everybody, to train these dream muscles in order not to lose our consciousness. That means to be able to take a thread from our daily conscious state until for all the process and the transition that we live in order to pass from this dimension to other dimensions that are related to the movement of our energetic bodies. So, in this case, it's very important to again say that lucidity is related to a special quality of perception and state of consciousness,
I love
which
this. Just freeze here. Lucidity is related to a quality of your perception. I love this. This is really big quote, because this is something that many people don't understand, and this is crucial key both in understanding the differences between your dream states, but also in arriving to that, both in your dreams and in your daily life, which is also something that we go much deeper in, perhaps in another video, and of course also in the school.
exactly. And this is why when we, for example, how can we train this lucidity? You can absolutely speak more about this if you want, because you are our master teacher about lucidity. Okay, but what is really important is to say that the reason why astral travel techniques are very successful, because every time that we have this, we offer this kind of training, there is quite many people, they really experience the exit, the first exit, is because when you lay down in the bed, you enter in a state of consciousness which is absolutely have nothing to do with the idea of control of our rational mind. The idea is always that we need to understand, which is absolutely not the case when we dream. Controlling the process is not the way to, to master the process. In order to master the process, you have to, how can I say, you have to surround. Is this the right word? To surround, to give up to the process, okay? To abandon yourself.
To surrender to the process.
Surrender. Thank you.
Surrender to the process.
Exactly. And this is a different way to master our perceptions when our state of perception is turned on, but without the idea that we give a direction to it. The only point is that we need to take it on. Okay, not leave, staying in a state of perception which is not an ordinary state of perception, because unfortunately in all our culture we haven't been educated to perceive, we have been educated to point our attention and not to perceive. Okay, so this is why, for example, in all these techniques that we teach, the gaze, our gaze in our daily life is always focused outside of ourselves, pointed out in the, and we perceive like spots, because when we are concentrated on computer, we don't perceive what's going on here, just aside of ourselves. This is, or when we are concentrated on our person or phone, like you can do many times in your daily life, you are not absolutely aware of what is going here, even if your sight can see, because we have such an open sight. Okay, so mastering our perception, that means being completely open to perceive and not just focusing in a little centimeter. Okay, that is the way that allow us to master a different state of perception, and this is something that we teach in our school, and in our lineage is called metratura, which is not a word that we can translate. That state of consciousness and perception is the one that allow us to master the exit, the conscious exit from our physical body, of our energetic bodies, and also is the state of perception that allow, when we are lucid and we are in other dimensions, to master our movement. I don't know if you want to, add some other details about this.
Yes, yes, this is beautiful because we are touching on things. So, when speaking about lucid dreaming and astral travel, I love how you are giving a panorama here, because normally people speak about this in a very simplistic way. But in order to really comprehend this process, we need to comprehend the vastness of the dream territory, the vastness of our subtle universe that we can get in touch with when we are dreaming and when we are exiting our body. So, to just also recap a little bit what you're saying, if it's comprehensible with my daughter speaking
It is absolutely, don't be worried.
here, is that when we are becoming astral, it's how we are exiting from our body consciously. So we are starting to float out with our subtle bodies in these dimensions, in these territories that are very close to the physical territory. So this is why, as you said also in the beginning, we are able normally to see our bodies. We see this cord connected to our bodies, and we see also the room, the furnitures, even though it's slightly different because we are already in a subtle level in which we are interpreting energy, not physical objects. And so, but the difference with lucid dreaming, even though these states are the same states, and it's connected to what you said about perception and about being conscious, which is not the same thing as being awake. But being conscious, when you're lucid, the process of awakening your consciousness doesn't happen from when you're lying in your physical body, but it happens from when your dream bodies are already far out. So you're waking up already within a dream territory, and not you don't have the continuous waking stage from when you're awake. So do you want to say also something in regards to this? Because this is a very important difference. So understanding that the two are the same, but the waking, where you wake up, is different.
Yes, absolutely. Where you wake up is different because spontaneously, as I said, when we leave our territory that we call in our lineage our home, and I invite people that is the first time that they see our videos to follow to and to watch also the other videos where we have explained even more in depth what we mean for our territory, for our home. Okay, that is the place, the bubble, the energetic bubble and container of the experiences of our subconscious while we are dreaming. So when we have finished, we have completed this process with our extracting of refining our energy in our, let's say, home, as we say, then we are able to really leave, not to go farther, and then we enter in other territories. Lucidity is something that we can and no, we can reach in the moment in which in our dreams we have a certain ha-ha, which is always related to perception. This is why in our school we teach to people to train their own perception, even in dreaming, using sometimes very useful kind of dreams that are dreams that have a certain specific repetitions, for example, like but now we don't. This is another topic that we will treat again, and of course, then when you are in reach this state of perception, you can become lucid in another territory as well in your territory, because lucidity is to be conscious. You can be conscious all over this experience, but when you are in other territories, then you can do some exercises to really understand where you are. And if you realize that, again, here we are speaking about big topics that we treat in the school and techniques that we teach, then when you realize that you are in territories that are not your home, in that moment you need to become aware even more of how much you have to take care of your energy. Because what can happen, because of course you have to think of the battery which is in your physical body, okay, and think about this thread that is that keeps you, that allow you to experience in other dimensions. So in these other dimensions you meet energies, you meet experiences that deal with energy. And so you need to be accurate in behaving, because everything is related to energy. And it means that you can find experiences where you can share energy in a different way that can be more fair and balanced, but even unbalanced if you are in a territory where there are beings, for example, or entities that are not in an evolutionary scale, okay, at the point where they are conscious that the best exchange is when it's fair, is when you take and you give back something. And then, and always we say we don't have to be scared about this idea that even in the dream time we meet experiences where we need to exchange energy. Many people, they get scared, and we always say to everybody, don't get scared. This is life. No, life is made of exchange of energy. And of course, if we travel with our astral bodies, with our energetic body, the exchange is made of energy. That's why in our school we teach from the first year to the third year, and even more when we let's say we have kind of masters. We train people to really become aware of their own personal energy, because everything is related to energy, which is a big topic in our school, as well as is the most important topic in many other lineages that we know and that we appreciate a lot. Because when we speak about dreaming, we cannot say this is right and this is wrong. No way, no way. Every lineage has investigated dreaming from different points of view, but the main cores are always the same. And we can say the same thing with different language. which is something that we speak about in our dream school, mm, because we Western people, we need to use a language and some terms that are more understandable. And there are other, for example, lineages that they use different languages that, from a Western point of view, are very hermetic, but very powerful. So this is why we love to keep things and make comparisons, and to let be understandable how much some terms and some techniques correspond to other terms and other techniques of other lineages.
Yes, I love this this patchwork that enables us to understand, seeing from what the dream teachings from different languages, from different indigenous peoples, from different ancient spiritual traditions, what is being said now also according to science. So really having a kind of patchwork in giving the sense of dreaming. Let's say a unified field, understanding really what this is all about. We can only do that if we look at the same topic from many different points of view, which is the beauty also of humanity. Ah, my daughter,
Really agree.
she agrees. She says
I
yes,
agree.
it's true. Yes, so this is really when it comes to, now we have really gone deeper than what we thought when it comes to lucid dreaming and to lucid dreaming and to astral travel. But this is really what it is all about, and the understanding that we can really turn on this level of, let's say, consciousness here from different points of view. So from different standpoints. So this is also something, an exercise that we teach already in the introductory course that is very, very important, is how to pass through, as you said, also the hypnagogic phase and remain conscious. So letting our body fall asleep, becoming asleep, but remaining conscious. And I think this is one of the most magical experiences that you can have when you are feeling that, okay, I am not awake, my body is completely asleep, but my center of consciousness is awake, which opens to another topic that we will for sure explore in another video, which is the correlation between dreaming and death, which has also been treated in many different ancient cultures, spiritual cultures, and how dreaming is really connected to dying, and how this process is very similar, and also how we can learn to die better through dreaming, and especially through astral travel and lucid dreaming. So know that in our dream school, we are treating astral travel, or what we call the conscious exit of our bodies, as the same thing as lucid dreaming, because it's about how we perceive and how we can turn on our consciousness within our energetic bodies. But this consciousness is turned on from different points. So the starting point is different. It either happens within a dream territory already from falling asleep as lucid dreaming, or as a practice that you do consciously when you are letting your body fall asleep and you're exiting slowly, let's say, through your subtle bodies and into the spiritual ecosystem. And I think that we have already given so much information on this now. And perhaps in other videos, we can also explore certain techniques that we are using in the Dream School. Or, of course, if anyone is interested in going deeper still and really have a path and a group in which you can awaken your dreaming, the first course, The Power of Dreaming, is available also through registered video lessons that you can see all in the description. Or the School of Awakened Dreamers, we have one edition that comes up now in March 2025. Of course, if you are looking at this afterwards, you can just go directly onto our site and you will find all the future editions. And if you're also interested in our newsletter, you can find the links in our description on our channel. And we send out weekly newsletters on dreaming. And for that, me and my daughter, we greet you. And
Ay,
we will see you.
Contebel.
The last thing, please write the comment sections on any interests that you have according to dreaming, and we will try to respond as fast as possible, both in the comment section but also with more deeper videos. And
Okay,
until next
thank you, Celestina. Thank you,
thank
Val, for
you.
your patience. And see you all soon, we hope, in our school or in our introductory course. And we hope this is a very useful contents for you.
Thank you. Goodbye.